The climate change literacy kicked off on Wednesday at the Knightsbridge Office Park on the importance of raising awareness among educators. Discussions were mainly on how teachers can help improve school literacy in South Africa. Also how to support schools and educators to be climate literate.
Today, in addition to, I think, the conversation between myself and the panelists among themselves, we would, of course, like to hear from you as well. There will be an opportunity to ask questions later, but if you are dying to ask a question, please feel free to put up your hand. As soon as one of our panelists is done, we're happy to bring you into the conversation. You can also tag us online. We are at Epson South Africa on both Facebook and Instagram. If you're using Twitter, please use the hashtags Epson South Africa, Epson Climate Literacy.
Zbusiso Masumbuka, Deputy Principal at the Greenside High School, said that schools have a few challenges when it comes to teaching climate change literacy.
I really do think that what is currently existing within the syllabus, the curriculum in which we teach children about climate change or about the environment is already enough. I teach business studies, I've got friends that teach geography, life sciences, electrical technology, and every part of our syllabus does touch on environmental sustainability. In life orientation particularly, it's a main topic all the way from grade 4 all the way to grade 12. And again, the challenges are then that a subject like life orientation is not taken seriously. Universities, colleges, wherever a child wants to apply for university to further their career or to develop, subjects like that aren't being taken seriously. As opposed to when I teach my business studies learners, I've got 6 lessons with them, but for life orientation where I could teach about climate change, mental health, and all these other different injustices in the world, I'm then given less of a time. So then my limbs are cut.
Cindy Lee said climate literacy to students is a big challenge, as some schools lack resources and educators have to carry all the pressure to teach and make sure that the word reaches the parents and community.
This is always my point to the teams that I work with. How do we make it that we always approach this climate literacy education with empathy for teachers, because we are putting all the pressure on them? And how do we make sure that we have the support structures in place for when it actually rolls out, that we treat teachers in a way that we understand that they might not have the resources, we understand that they might not have had the training, but we also understand the urgency of this kind of education that needs to happen. So that's my plea to everybody, is that when we have these kind of conversations, especially with teachers, is to approach it with empathy.
Sarah Kumalo, a mountaineer, told the panel that climate change is being caused by human behavior, which can be reversed by human through the right partnership from the Department of Education with different companies.
As soon as they started seeing climbers choosing companies that were eco-friendly, they started changing. Now, you see them reminding each other to pick up, and the trails are clean. If any one of you has done Kili, you attest to that. So I think that it's difficult to teach people or to try and change people's behavior based on what they've never seen, that they can't contextualize what doesn't mean so much to them in that specific moment, because their priorities are elsewhere. Mm-hmm. We always have to have those local partnerships that can translate it into the local context in order for it to make sense.
Timothy Thomas, CEO of Epson, indicated the importance of teaching the youth about climate change.
We help support institutions to be able to further the education and development of children. And your point, Kluge, about Care for Education was a project which we worked on recently, which went to 55 different schools, and it was an investment into printing and projection and visualize a product, but it's all about assisting the learning environment. And if we can empower the children and empower the teachers today, it's how things will change over time. Because the analogy you made earlier about biting off an elephant, it is about one step at a time.
Subscribe, like, share, and comment Inside Education.